So you've got a MacBook for work and study reasons. I have one too, but you want to play games on it as well. Well, if you can't afford a desktop PC or a gaming PC or even a Steam Deck, you may face a lack of games to play. There are a lot of good ones out there, and we've found them for you in today's video. This is Kale from Cubo Gaming, and in today's video, I'll be talking about the top 10 best Mac games currently available on Steam. First on the list is A Short Hike, a cutesy game where you hike, climb, soar through the beautiful landscapes of Hawk Peak Provisional. Your ultimate goal is to basically reach the summit while enjoying the beautiful vistas and activities along the way. There's not a timer here, so you can really just take as long as you want and carve your own path to the top. You can also talk to other hikers, go for swims, or even fish. The exploration is also heavily rewarded because you get to see cool secrets, hidden treasures, and you get shortcuts. It's a complete package, a super chill game, and definitely worth having on your MacBook. So at number 9, we have Sizeable, a game about solving puzzles and finding treasures by using the power to shrink anything. The game allows you to manipulate the scene in front of you and change the size of everything from trees to houses and even the moon. Every time you do so, there'll be an after effect which might help you in finding the secret turtles hidden on the map. There are 38 different locations and just as many turtles for you to find. Sizeable is a super relaxing game with a really great soundtrack, and honestly, you should definitely try it out because it's one of those games where you can hop on for 10, 20, 30 minutes, whatever, during study sessions and then hop off. Inscryption is a pretty difficult game to wrap your head around sometimes. It goes for a lot of different themes. It's a deck building roguelike game with psychological horror themes and also puzzle games similar to those like escape rooms. This game was developed by the same guys that brought you Pony Island and The Hex, so Inscryption is sure to melt your mind in its unique visuals and gameplay loops. It may even be a tad bit unsettling for some, but that's just kind of the vibe they're going for. You can find the game on sale quite often and it works really well on Mac, so definitely check it out. Next up, we have Ravenfield, which is a single player, kind of like a totally accurate Battlegrounds lookalike that is available for Mac. And basically it lets Team Blue fight against Team Red. And you have weapons, tanks, helicopters, and some pretty janky but funny looking ragdoll physics to utilize during your matches. The game's fairly easy to learn since really you're only fighting against AI enemies. The number of enemies is actually dependent on your processing power. So a Mac should be able to handle Ravenfield pretty well. This is one of those games where you kind of wish there was multiplayer, but currently there's only single player, but the devs do release weekly updates with improvements, more weapons, maps, and other tweaks, so you can bet that the game is constantly improving, so definitely check it out on Steam. So at number 6, we have Besiege. Besiege is an interesting physics-based game where you construct medieval siege engines and use them to wreak havoc in either in-game games on single-player mode or even online with your friends. The game has a full-fledged single-player mode with more than 50 levels and a level editor that lets you create and customize maps. The environments are completely destructible and you can fly around in some custom-made contraption of flying machine or create a cage ramming device on wheels, really whatever you want. You can basically create endless scenarios of sieging, pillaging, and destruction. The destruction in Siege is oddly therapeutic and very nice. You can play the game alone or in custom rooms with your friends. It runs well on Mac, and I think it's going to be definitely worth your time if you're looking for something to just play and have some fun destroying. We wanted to make sure that the list had some really top tier games on it, so Dead Cells had to be on it. It's also available for Mac, which makes it perfect for this list. This is a roguelite Metroidvania action platformer with some pretty good level design and amazing visuals. Dead Cells is definitely a difficult game, so please keep that in mind, since there's no checkpoints and dying means you'll have to start over. Each run you do will serve as a lesson of the game's do's and don'ts, and the combat is inspired by something like the Souls games and will definitely take some time to master. There are more than 150 weapons for you to master, and exploring the castle will give you plenty of opportunities to try everything. You'll find secret passages, alleys, and connecting parts of the castle, and you can even open shortcuts, which, mind you, shortcuts are super helpful because you'll be dying a lot and reaching the same point again will be way faster the next run if you open shortcuts. And by the time you master the combat and the movement, you'll feel very good because the game is just so good and It's very rewarding. Dead Cells will be perfect if you feel like plunging into a challenging, rich, and vibrant game.
Try and stop me.
Yet again, another top tier game is Hades. It's an incredible video game. It's also available for Mac, obviously, and you should definitely pick it up if you played anything similar. And the developers come out with great stuff all the time. They're getting better with their storytelling, combat, and aesthetics with each game that they release. Basically, you play as an immortal underworld prince that's determined to leave the underworld. Each character you meet offers different abilities, and you can basically make hundreds of different builds according to what really best suits your playstyle. Hades offers an insane replayability value, as the bosses you face in your previous run will remember you and will get even stronger. You can try an entirely different build each run and experience how flexible the game's mechanics are. This is yet another one of my personal favorites, and I keep playing it on my Steam Deck from time to time, so definitely pick it up if you're into roguelites. Coming in at number 3 is one of my personal favorite games of all time, which is Inside. It's a narrative-driven single-player game where you play as a boy trying to escape a dark project. The game has gained a lot of popularity due to its stellar level design, spooky vibes, and equally incredible soundtrack. The game is super similar to the Little Nightmares games, so if those are games that you like, then you'll definitely like this one. Solvable, and they're just done really well. The game's overall aesthetics are pretty gloomy and morbid, but I kind of liked it. It's definitely one of those games where it pulls it off really well. I definitely recommend this game to everyone who is into platformers and narrative-driven games. You can usually find it on a pretty decent sale, so it won't hurt your wallet either.
Said you'd be coming. There's a Bugsnax right over there. Do me a favor.
Bugsnax. Yes. Bugsnax is a puzzle adventure game where you travel to Snaketooth Island to meet a legendary explorer, Elizabeth Megafig. But upon arrival, she is nowhere to be found and her camp is wrecked. Now it's up to you to explore Snaketooth Island, discover its different biomes, and collect all the different Bugsnax along the way. You'll also meet the island's inhabitants during your adventure, and feeding them different Bugsnax will customize their appearance according to the nature of the snacks you fed them. So you can make some pretty weird looking people. There's tons of side quests. The story is so wholesome. It's so good. And it's weird. Everyone I talk to that's played this game just absolutely loves it. It's kind of like a meme, but it's also not a meme because it's still like such a good game. Basically, listen, if you're looking for an adventure game to play on your Mac, Bugsnax is, top of the list for sure. So at number 1, we have Cult of the Lamb, a game I recently picked up during a Devolver sale on Steam, and wow, I made the right call. This is a game where you play as a cute lamb that has to grow a cult, managing everything for them, and venture into dangerous dungeons to defeat gods of each realm. Along the way, you'll be able to recruit new followers to your cult. You can name them, you can make them work, feed them, and make sure that they listen to your sermons and pray for you. The roguelike mechanics, combat, base management, and dungeon design, everything here is just, it's just so good. Top tier for sure. The game looks great, it's vibrant, it's just super premium. It's also up to you to define the laws of your religion you want to spread. So basically you can teach people to murder other followers if they're not listening to your sermons properly, or you can even justify doing other crimes in the name of your religion. It's super funny and weird, but kind of sinister at the same time. And the combat, it's excellent, really. It's super good. The game offers you a multitude of different weapons at the start and in between each dungeon. The game is high quality, super good, super fun, super weird, but definitely worth getting. So there you have it. There's our picks for the best games that you can get for your Mac device via Steam Store. So please mention in the comments if we missed some good games, and also tell us which one of these titles is your favorite. Don't forget to subscribe to Cubo Gaming, and we will see you in the next video.